Hey, Trainer Joe here. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I want to talk to you about, are you still eating? But first, be sure and hit the subscribe button. If you've been watching these a while and you're like, I kind of like these, if you don't want to miss anything, hit subscribe. Helps me. We've got some goals to get to some numbers that, if not for you, we'll never hit them. So thank you for that. Number one reason that you're struggling with your weight is you're still eating. Are you still eating? You can eat that? Everybody ever heard that? My mother-in-law likes to look at your plate when you sit down to eat. And she's like, you going to eat all that? And she always does it. It doesn't matter. But the point here, the main reason, when I'm looking at people, talking to people, around people, and I've worked with thousands of people, the main reason that most people are struggling with their weight is they are eating when they ought to be doing something else. Okay, we need some new hobbies. What are some things you could be doing instead of still eating? Go for a walk in the sun. Let me run down a few of these things. And I know you know some of them, but let's start thinking, because that's all that needs to happen. And I know there's things going on in your life and in your heart. You're like, well, I just feel like eating right now. I know. And that ain't what you need to be doing. I'm not saying you don't need to eat. You know this, right? You know this. I need to eat. We know that. Nobody's telling you not to eat. Nobody's telling anybody not to eat enough. But what I'm saying is, if you are 50 pounds overweight, there have been many times where you were eating, shouldn't have been. You should have been on a walk in the sun, watching your show while crocheting or walking on the treadmill. My wife recently decided she wanted to get fitter, healthier. She moved a little mini trampoline from the basement to upstairs where you watch TV. What's that room called? Family room? You mean there's a little trampoline in your family room? Yes. And there probably should be one in yours. So many people are caught up in how good their room looks or their house looks or how wonderful it is while they're walking around 50 pounds overweight. We got to change the priorities a little bit. Why are you still eating? You ought to be doing something else. Snacking should not be your hobby. Spend some time with your mama. Volunteer. Play pickleball. That's a new one for us. Well, everybody's playing pickleball. And it's funny because my wife and I will go and we'll sit there and we'll wait, and then we'll get in a game, and then we'll talk, and then we'll do a walk around the park, and then it's like, and she'll say, this is so good for me because while I'm doing this, I'm not eating. Go shopping. Go to church. Get more active in your church. Volunteer at your church. Play an instrument. Become a connoisseur of sparkling water. Now I can hear you now. But Trainer Joe, that's just not me. Yeah, I know. You're obese. That is not me, is the non-obese you. That is a good sign here. Something has to change. But Joe, that's not me. I know. But that's who we want to be. Somebody that's not obese, not 50 pounds or 100 pounds overweight. It's never going to happen if you maintain the mindset, but this is me. Big boy. I eat like a big boy. I eat when I should be doing something else. This is me. This is what feels right. No kidding. That's where a lot of people get stuck. They're in these habits and like, well, this is me, and they don't want to change me. Something in them is saying, I need to love me. We get into this deception thing that loving me means doing what my flesh wants when it's really the opposite. No, you're not loving you when you listen to your flesh rather than the reasonable mind that you have in you that says, I need a plan. That means I'm not snacking all the time and overweight. Okay, we got this. We got it. Are you still eating? You don't need to be. You done had enough. It's time to stop feeding the bigger you and start feeding the smaller you. And one of the best ways to figure out how to do that is make sure and do one of my 21 days. I just did a phone assessment with a lady yesterday who is a YouTube follower. She follows our YouTube channel. She's been reading my book. She's excited. We did a phone assessment, and she said, hey, I want to sign up for 3 months. That kind of goes hand in hand. You don't have to sign up for my program. If you get everything you need from my YouTube channel, that's wonderful. But if you're not, walking through a 21-day transformation will definitely help you. Don't forget, train your brain, transform your body.